All right, guys, it's 10 o'clock. It's Wednesday, the 24th of September. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for coming. I don't know why this fan is on 4 all of a sudden. It should be on 1. Something weird's going on. There we go. That's better. No timer. All right. All right. So today we're going to be talking about a lot of market stuff. And then I've got small steps, big results, week 3, which is open house and visibility. So we'll be talking about that as well. Right now, we're going to go ahead. This is where I've been the last 4 days. This was the front of our Airbnb, and then we're looking at Thunder Mountain.
Where is that?
That's in Sedona, Arizona.
That's so cute.
And it was really unusual. I put it in ChatGPT. I took a picture and said, "Where am I?" And it knew exactly where I was, just based on the rock formations and the colors that were there. And it was a lot of fun. Missy and I enjoyed it. It was like literally the whole place was as big as these 2 rooms, but for 2 of us, it was great. Anyway, today we're going to talk about rejecting the status quo and encourage innovation, which is our core value number 5. We hate complacency and are always looking for ways to do what we do better. Our team members are encouraged to think outside the box and innovate. As a company, we pivot fast and often, always looking for ways to improve and find the better way. That is honestly the reason that I started thinking about small steps, big results, and developing this program for you guys, is because I want to innovate and keep everybody on the cutting edge of what you can do in this job. I hope that that's what comes out of the class, is that you get that feeling of there are things I can do every single day to make this job easier, better, and you can pivot fast if you do these things. That's the reason we do it. We're going to talk a few minutes. I changed it with Jimmy, because Jimmy came in and said last time, gave me a hard time about the 1 minute timer going off. So a few minutes with Jimmy.
Oh, wait. Oh, the 1 minute timer?
No, well, it's just a timer. It's not. I changed it to a few minutes because it just keeps going.
Yeah.
It's a joke.
I always want to try to ask for feedback so far on response for construction and then pulling outdoor. Who's gotten to like actually go through a client, like with a client? Like how like can you explain like the experience or like give pros and cons of that?
Yeah, I'm not about cons, but usually, whenever you're with for me, it's been buyers, and we go get them to contract a house, start to do with it. It's before that they already know that Six Staff kind of has the construction and design team that tell them about it. So if you want to be hooked up with somebody on that side, it's really simple. I just send a quick email to LB, just connecting them to, and within 24 hours, she's responding to them. And sometimes it's more on my client side. It takes some time to get them to respond back to LB, but I'll nudge them and they'll do it. And LB will set up a time to meet with them. Sometimes they'll walk through the property with you, which I think it's much better to do that versus just kind of I guess meeting this outside of the property. But I've had a good experience with that. I've got one that I'm following. It's just the ADU that they're turning a garage into, and even though she keeps me involved at the very, very beginning steps, so like once it gets more nitty-gritty stuff, I kind of fall back, but she still lets me know, hey, this is where we're at in the process, but that's pretty much it. If you want to be more involved, you can be. She'll ask someone to, but I kind of take a step back on that. But I've had just really good experience with it so far. That's pretty much how. I mean, I haven't got to the final stages of it yet because it's going to take about three months. And I think we're in like the second or first month. I mean, but the only, I guess, other feedback I've had from a client recently, she did a walkthrough on a property that I'm closing next week. She sent them the quote and everything, and they kind of hesitate to respond to that because they feel like it's a little high, so they're gonna get another second opinion. Yeah. But other than that, that's pretty much the process I have with it.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, that's good. That's good, Andrew. Those are just some good reminders, and if you've been here a while, you know this. But it's good. It's good reminders of like, okay, how can you use construction, design, and pulling outdoor to your advantage? How can you use that to your advantage? And so a couple different things. We don't. I don't get a phone call from a lot of you guys about like construction, and Lauren, we don't get a ton of phone calls. I think that is the single best way to utilize us, is going, whenever you are with a buyer or you're with a listing, or something like that, and you just need to know a cost really quick, calling and texting us to me is like the best advantage for like having us in-house, so to speak. And so I think that is like one of the best ways. Like whenever you're going to walk in a property and they're like, oh, how much to paint this? Like you can literally maybe find that out depending on if we're in the meeting or not, like right then as you're walking. And so I think that to me is like the biggest advantage that I would say, please take advantage of. You're not bothering us. We may be in a meeting with another client or meeting here or something like that, but we'll get back to you and we'll tell you like, hey, this is how much it costs. And then we're always really happy to jump on the phone. And I used to do this a lot early on. But whenever you're walking a property and you're like, oh man, they want to add on a master suite, whatever. Okay, well, how much is that going to cost? You can call me and I'll jump on the phone with your client and walk through I'll just do it right then. Just jump on Zillow, I'll look at the pictures and I can kind of generally guess, okay, it's probably going to be this between this and this. And so I feel like I really like from a pool and outdoor, there's a lot of always outdoor questions, pool questions and stuff. Like just call. Like Slack is, I don't like check that all the time. I usually batch that until the end of the day because it's just so much for me. And so I'm like, but if you call or text me, I will respond pretty well. And I know Lauren does as well. So I would say that's kind of my push encouragement. Please call and text us. That's what we're there for. That to me is the easiest way. Now, and the caveat is your client is probably not going to use us. Like they're going to go, oh, okay, it's like, it's 150 grand to do that. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to do that. But it just checks that box of curiosity that they want to know. And then they're like, okay, cool, check. I'm not going to do that. And then two, you just gained authority. You just gained authority in their mind. That's really all you're wanting. Like we know that, y'all know that. Like let's be on the same page. Like we're here to make you look good. And so we just need to know what we sound like we're talking about. Like we need to give authority and then make you guys feel like you guys have authority, and that's going to win over clients. Any online stuff?
Nope.
I will make a comment. I have brought multiple clients around, and LB did an amazing job of showing properties, explaining stuff. She knows her stuff. You know your stuff. You're really a easy person to kind of like ship. Like the time I had my clients here, yes, they didn't pick 6 out. They were not custom home built clients.
Yes,
they couldn't afford it.
Yeah,
obviously.
exactly.
But we don't know that till we know that. And you make connections with people, which is really important. My clients are getting screwed over right now because they didn't use you. And I guarantee you, I will get a call, and you probably will too, at the end of this going, I should have just used Jimmy. And there's a couple of reasons why. LB knows her crap. You are very, what's the word, like, people believe you.
I hope I back that up.
Well, I didn't be backing up. I've never gotten to experience, but you're very genuine, and that's very important to me because that's just how I build my business, and my clients are going to appreciate that as well.
Yeah.
And then also, but one thing I will say is when I go into I've gone to other home builders, and the difference is that they couldn't really see your product as much. And that's the part is people have zero visualization and they can't see it. And without being able to see, I mean, they can kind of see that y'all are doing stuff in here. And we did show them like sticks at one house and partially built at another house, but both of those were remodels.
Yeah.
So I really think the only reason they went with the other one was because that one has spec homes.
Yeah.
Which, it's not a custom home, right?
Yeah.
So it is a different client, but I do think that you guys made me look more legitimate as an agent that can provide a service, and I appreciate that. And I know that my clients did as well, and I had multiple clients that I've done that with, and only one of them is building a house, and the other one might eventually do something with 6 Ave. But I just wanted to tell you that that's kind of how I've seen it, and the only different, like they were wowed when they went into Kudo homes, but they didn't use Kudo either.
Yeah.
They just found the cheapest guy and went with him. And it is what it is.
That's a great point, Angela. Yeah, we don't have the model homes. I don't foresee us doing that. That's not like a, it could be the right opportunity would just have to happen, but that's not like on the radar. It's like, we're going to do this. Yeah. But I will say that brings up a good point. So first point is, hey, use us 95% of the time. Your clients won't actually use us. It's just to give you authority. So and then you guys are nice, and you're going to go, I don't want to do that to you guys. I don't want to waste your time. Waste our time, because it's not a waste of time, because it gives you authority to help close the deal, make the sell, look a little more legitimate, just like you're saying. Like, Angela, you never had a deal go through. That's great for us. Like, we don't care. We're like, because you got those clients, they went through, you got paid, you're moving forward with them, they trust you. Boom. That's a win. That is the win. That's what we're looking for first. And then the second point I want to bring up is this is just more practical. We are more expensive typically than like a one-man band, like a John Smith Construction or a smaller general contracting company. And so the contacts that you guys have most of the time are not, you're really not going to compare apples to apples. And so the majority of the time of what you guys will need, especially for listings, like you need a fence repaired, you need an HVAC serviced, and you need whatever. Those are all going to be better off and way cheaper to use someone else than 6th Ave. 6th Ave is a project management company, so we handle a lot of things and a lot of subs all at once. And at that point, we're actually pretty competitive. But in general, though, if we're competing against like a John Smith Construction, like, hey, I just want to do a quick bathroom update, more than likely you're going to be able to find someone local. You'll be able to find someone local that is cheaper, and that's good. Like, again, use us to get a bid, use us to get a quote, let us give you authority. But if you do have that client that's like, man, I have remodeled before, I know the process, I'm not gonna, like, I will say that we hold our clients' hands all the way through the project. We will fix every single thing. It's like at the end of the day, they're going to get a fabulous product, great customer service, and they will be like, no one's happy during construction, but at the end of the project, I would say 99% of the time happy. We got one usually a year that's like miserable. But I would say 99% of the time they're happy, and like you're guaranteed good customer service. And so we're not for everybody. We're not going to be for the majority of your clients. I would say that. But we are going to be 100% of all of your clients just used for authority. And so use us to pull an outdoor and construction. Those are kind of the 2 bullet points that took 10 minutes.
I think that's great. I mean, that's the reason that we do what we do, is so we have pool and outdoor, we have design, we have construction. These people know what they're talking about. They do it for a living. Please, I mean, that's why we're all here at this place.
Yeah. It's just the biggest thing is it's not a waste of time. It's not a waste of time to do that. Literally, I mean, one phone call, look on Zillow, look at the pictures. I mean, we can quote out most everything just off of that right then.
Or send pictures to Jimmy, text him pictures.
Yeah, I mean, I would literally, that's that easy.
Thanks for that reminder. I have forgotten that.
Yeah, and that's
comes up after the point.
Yeah. Always trying to remind you guys of that. Just use us. So.
Okay, so next week is October, believe it or not. We're hitting the 4th quarter. And as the football players, fourth quarter, that's what we're doing. So next week, I've got the next 2 weeks, we have special trainings. We're doing a homestead exemption training with Blake Bennett and Don McYostick is putting it on for us. That'll be here in the office. The week after that, Mr. Brian Wright will be doing the new appraisal form that they're rolling out over the next 3 months. He's going to kind of walk through that. It'll be about a 30-minute thing. Brian's going to do on the 8th, and Ryan will be here. Stuart will be here on the 8th, bringing his breakfast. If your license is renewing, I'm staying on this point. If this is renewing before the end of the year, go ahead and get it done. They are having issues. 1 week, somebody got one done in 1 day, but 3 weeks ago, it took 10 days. So it's kind of herky-jerky while they're rolling out the new system called Realm. But that's going on. I still have 10 people that haven't paid their Metrotex and 3 or 4 worth dues. I'm just saying, I actually had put on there, I was gonna put pictures up and I decided, no, I won't do that. But you are probably gonna get a text unless you communicate to me that you're working on it. So, that's gonna happen. On the 7th, we're having our fall photo shoot from 1 to 3:30. I have one slot open at 3:20 right now. And the link to get that last slot, if you want a new headshot, is in Monday night's email, right at the top, in the top section. It says, look here. So there's one slot left at 3:20, or at least there was when I looked this morning at 6 a.m. Tomorrow, we are meeting at Courtside Kitchen. It's going to be a little bit cooler outside, but it's covered anyway. Come join us at 11 o'clock tomorrow, Courtside Kitchen, which is right over here, 1615 Rogers Road. The link is in the email, so you can just click the link in the email I sent you last night or Monday night, and you can see the address and put it on your calendar. But that's tomorrow at 11. This is kind of news. Netris is changing the way Coming Soon works. This goes into effect next week. So they're allow seller-directed showings and will automatically move listings to active after 30 days. Listen up. So if you put a house coming soon, you can show it at seller's discretion. You always could, but the rule was if it's coming soon, it's not supposed to be shown. That was Netris rule. That's changing.
That the listing agent can sell it or
Show it.
to anybody.
The listing agent, and if a buyer's agent, if it's coming soon, a buyer's agent can reach out to a listing agent to make the arrangements to see the property incoming
Will
soon.
will Netris now allow you to put the showing information in broker bank? Is it coming soon status?
I don't know that.
No.
They hasn't said anything about that yet, but it's keeping the listing out of public feeds until they're marked as active.
Okay.
But at the end of 30 days, it used to go to hold. Now it goes to active after 30 days. That's the change. Okay? All right, so now we're gonna hit something this is, you guys know what redline forms are from Trek? Okay, so
No.
redline forms are forms that are going to be put into use in the near future. They put out redline forms so that brokers and agents, everyone can comment on the changes that are going to occur. With me? Okay, so we're gonna hit a couple redline forms because I want y'all to see some of the things that are coming. So this on the left is the new showing form. These are two separate forms. The new showing form goes into effect because of the new showing rules that you don't have to represent a buyer, and you don't have to have a piece of paper that says that you're representing them even for one showing. You basically do exactly what we did before the settlement, which is when you go show a house, you're representing the seller. It's exactly what it was before, but this is the new form. Let me let Patty in real quick because she's signing in without coming in through Google, the Gmail account.
Way to call her out.
All right, Patty, you're in. Okay, so the new showing form, and I don't know when this is going to come out, but this is what it's going to look like. And it says no representation, no compensation, no advice or opinions, no other brokerage services, limited liability. This is it, showing form. Okay?
If you're showing your listing to a buyer.
If somebody calls you off of a Zillow and they say, hey, I want to see 123 Main Street, jump up. Here you go, showing form. I can show you the house. I can tell you exactly what it says on this piece of paper that I'm going to hand you, but I can't give you any advice or opinions.
So you sign this.
Sign it until you sign a representation agreement. Okay?
That's
This is the new critical contract date list, which a lot of transaction coordinators have a list that they always send out in an email. This is an actual form that they're putting together from Texas Realtors that has the effective date and it has all your stuff on it. I just thought you'd like to see it.
That's
I
cool.
thought it's cool. I mean, I don't know if I use it because I use my calendar, but it's there. Okay, so next, oh, not because I changed things.
So you still have to get that showing form signed regardless, even if you're not representing them. You can't just walk into the house. They have to sign something,
Yes,
either representation or this form.
yes,
Okay.
correct. Yeah.
How long before that goes?
Your guess is good as mine. Okay, so this is something that's new. They're changing paragraph 5.
Why?
We just now figured out how to work it.
Well, it's going to be pretty simple because they're taking 5A away.
Oh, all of it.
Look, it's all marked out. They're gonna mark all of that out and they're only gonna say, it looks like they're gonna go, the broker's fee when earned and payable, seller will pay broker.
And then it doesn't matter how it's getting paid. Oh my gosh.
Well, so, on the bottom of page 11 or whatever.
On the page,
They're gonna take away all that stuff. It looks like, okay, so I knew there was gonna be discussion about this one.
Yeah.
Because this is what they're marking out. They're marking out everything. Broker compensation or the sharing compensation between brokers is not set by law. Brokers' compensation is fully negotiable. Brokers independently determine their fees. And then they marked out everything in A, and then they made B, A.
Oh my God.
and then it'll be up, so.
I don't know any other thing except what this is.
So we don't care about broker to broker and
Mhm.
seller to broker.
There's,
and all
there's
that
gonna,
stuff?
there, those forms are not going away. This is what they're marking the listing agreement up to.
Do you have a date of this?
No, this is, we got like 3 months. It's, everything's still the same for right now. This is just something that's coming down the pipe.
I just feel like-
And then they're taking away the amendments of listing. They're doing away with those and just kind of finishing off what they're doing in the listing agreement. So this is what's being discussed in Austin and across the state right now. Everybody has the opportunity to go on, and I'm sure the comments are just like, well, then why the hell a year ago did we do?
I think I wanted a lot of agents to just quit.
I
They're
know.
like, okay, now.
And I need to ask one more thing, if I can get a refund from NAR.
There you go. All right, so let's hit the market update. This is good stuff today. Mortgage demand applications jumped about 30% last week, with purchases up 12% week over week and 20% year over year. New home sales rose for the third straight month, reaching the strongest pace in nearly a year. Housing starts and permits dipped, but completions rose 8.4, which we're going to see on our slides here in a minute. And builder sentiment hit a 6-month high. Basic takeaway, buyer demand is strengthening. Builders are catching up on completions. Optimism for future sales is on the rise. In the market last week, as far as what is happening in the stock market, all 3 major indices hit record highs on Fed rate cuts and progress in the U.S.-China trade talks. Dot plots showed 2 more cuts expected this year. Jobless claims actually fell last week. Retail sales and industrial production rose, and the Philly Fed Index surged, showing stronger manufacturing. The Philly Fed Index is really a lot of the industrial side of the economy. That's why they put that in there. Markets are soaring on Fed easing and trade progress, while economic data shows resilience despite labor market concerns. So what's going to happen this week? New home sales are expected to rise, while existing homes sales will dip slightly. The PCE price is forecast to edge up modestly in August, and the Q2 GDP, which is the third estimate, holding strong at 3.3 annual growth. Housing's mixed, inflation remains tame, the economy shows solid growth momentum. Everything's going okay. It's not gangbusters. I heard you talking earlier that some of the prognosticators are saying 26 is going to be a banner year.
Yeah.
Well, they said the same thing about 25.
Yeah.
So-
No, I said that, no, her husband said in 2023 that things would get better in 2026.
Yeah,
Really?
he kept on telling me you're not.
And because I was mad at him then, because I was like, wait a minute, that's 2 years.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I don't
but I
like that.
kind of feel like he's always.
So the rest of the headlines, the 30-year fixed rate fell to 6.35, marking the largest weekly decline in over a year. Applications spiked to almost 30%, led by 57% jump in refinance. 60% jump in refinance. A lot of people staying where they are because they bought over the last 2 years at 6.5%, 7%, 7.5%. Now it's time to get it down and get into the at least the upper 5s if they can buy it down. Powell reiterated that rates are modestly restrictive, keeping the door open to further easing. So the easy takeaway, rates are easing fast, fueling strong refinance demand. The Fed still has room to maneuver with future rate cuts. But if you watched it when the Fed cut the rate, the mortgage rates went up. Because it's an inverse relationship, and we fully expected the rates to go up a little bit. If you'll remember, just last week, they were at 5.91%. This week, we're at 6.06.
I know.
On the
Brian was
FHA
so
30.
mad at me.
Huh?
I was so heated about this.
He was?
Oh, people are so down there out there. And he was like, rates went up today. I was like, calm down over there. Heated thing, okay?
The main number that everybody looks at for the mortgage rate is that 30-year fixed, because that's the conventional rate. So we're watching that 6.37, which is up 0.02 from yesterday, which last week it was 6.13. So I mean, it's up a quarter point, which is kind of expected. I mean, when you start talking about a quarter point, you're talking about $7 to $8 a month in a payment. That's what it boils down to for a client. So you're not talking about a whole lot of money, but people get fixed on the fixed rate. And that's where we have to be educators and teach them, hey, we're fully expected the mortgage rates to go up when the rate dropped. Fully expected. And when you're hearing me talk about, oh, the Fed's meeting next week and they're probably going to drop rates, it should just be a cue to you to tell your people the rates are probably going to, Fed rates are going to drop next week. That means mortgage rates are probably going to go
So
up.
that means about October 24th or 25th is probably the time your buyers need to hop on, because they need 28th and 29th.
Well, have you read the thing in Goodreads? If you read the article on the Goodreads page in the backside, the actual best time is this week.
Is it?
Mhm.
I think it is.
All right, so the national 30-year fixed mortgage rate decreased yet again, down another 9 basis points, but it's back up as we see here, which is completely normal. Okay, so here is something that I wanted to show you guys. Remember last week when I was running these numbers and we had this 88,000 because they added Houston? I figured out how a way around it. So there is when you go down to the edit portion of your MLS, the bottom where the results show, there's a place that you can add and remove things to your search. That's what you need to do. It's called originating system. And when I took the originating system and said not Houston, all my numbers came back. But that was not in there last week. They just put it in over the weekend. But it's called the originating system. And it's like you would search for year built or number of bedrooms or number of wells. It's in that section.
Don't add it.
Yeah, you have to add it.
Okay.
And so you can put that in your searches if you want to only look at these houses, which basically gives me this number here at 47,000. 2 weeks ago, we were at 47,650. Now we're at 722. We're staying pretty solid.
I mean, yeah, even since 9/3.
I mean, we're staying very solid as far as that goes. But then I want you to also notice there was a lot of red last week and there's a lot of green this week. That means that the market, there's more houses for sale. There's more price reductions. The builders are taking over more and more. We're up to, in Wise County, 30.74% of the market is new builds. And in Denton, 25.4% are new builds. 25% of what's available is new construction. Interesting, I think. And then 14.61 of 5 counties took a price reduction last week, which that was down from up from 12.83 a week ago. 2 weeks ago it was 13.53. So it's about every 2 weeks we're seeing this. Everybody's going up, everybody's going down. Every 2 weeks, people are taking price reductions. Here is Clarissa's view, just showing so you can see a quick visualization of your county that you're watching. If you're doing, thanks, Clarissa. If you're looking at Tarrant County, we're looking at 889 price decreases with 559 listings. You know, it's interesting for me to watch those numbers on a daily basis just because I want to see what is going on in the market. But the question is, we've been doing this since July. Are these numbers helpful? It takes me hours to do. It takes me about 2 hours to put those 2 slides together for you guys. Is it worth my time? Do you like seeing the visualizations of those 2 things? Yes, no?
I do, but if it takes you too long.
Yeah,
I mean, I-
No, it's my honor to do the work.
I mean, I like seeing it. I haven't used it like to show my clients yet.
Well, that was the next question.
Yeah.
Is it good to know these things, and are you using any of what we share with your clients? Because if it's something that, I want it to give you authority.
Yeah, I do. I mention this kind of stuff whenever I talk to my clients.
Carissa, come on.
Um, I love the information, but I of course want to be respectful of your time that you put into it. So, I mean, I would also be happy with it on a monthly basis if it would be helpful for you to not have to do it every single week. Because again, I want to be respectful of your time. And if it takes 2 hours, that's 2 hours out of your week. So, but I do love the information.
Even every other week.
It's done out of love. You guys know that.
I mean,
It's done out of love for you guys.
I like numbers.
Uh-huh.
I feel like that
Would it be better in a 2-week increment so we're not having to watch so much?
Or every other week or something, but that's just good numbers, because I feel like so much of what we try to tell our clients is like how we feel or the stuff, but when I have hard numbers,
It solidifies who you are and what you do.
I also like when you just hold up like the general, like, I don't feel like it has to be so in depth, because I feel like when I'm talking to clients, it's, if I were to share the exact information, it would just seem like
you move
like, you know.
What does that even mean to
Yeah.
me? Yeah.
So if this is more like high level numbers to where I can easily translate that over to clients, that would also suffice.
Okay.
And so maybe instead of being 2 hours, it can be just like 1.
And do it every 2 weeks, so you have,
Yeah.
you have a market pulse of every 2 weeks and twice a month.
It just makes sense kind of doing this anyway, where it's like more cheap. So I think that it might be more.
Okay.
Because I think you see that, like, if it's every couple of weeks, I think you see the macro shifts.
Okay. Well, and that's the reason that I wanted to do it weekly, is to watch, especially as rates started to come down, I wanted to see how that was affecting the market. But every 2 weeks is that's a great cadence.
Or
for
if
me.
it's like, if you're like, well, I know you look at it for yourself on a weekly basis, if you feel like there's something significant on there that's
Oh, yeah.
then like, sure.
Well, I'll give you,
And I do feel like probably with as many price decreases that are going on, I feel like most agents are strategic to like make reductions like 10 and 14 days apart,
Mhm.
and not like, I don't know, and maybe we should have agreed, but I feel like sometimes that.
it's a lot, I get it. Okay. So here is the business tip of the week. The key to success is to consistently take action. And my brain, when I first read that sentence, I translated it slightly different. The key to success is to take action consistently. Does that make sense? There's a little bit of a difference there. Prospect every day, which is what we're learning in smaller step, big results. Follow up leads immediately and keep in touch with present and past clients. You'll thrive no matter what. What I did the reason that I do what I do and only work with my sphere of influence is because I built my business based on this principle. I work my sphere and I'll let everybody else work all those Zillow leads. Who likes Zillow leads? Joanna, you have a big Zillow lead fan?
Negative. Total negative.
The best people that you have are the people that you know. And that's what small steps, big results is going to give you. I almost didn't put this up here because it's kind of strange, but it's still interesting. Downpaymentresource.com is collaborating with both Realtor.com and Zillow to get buyers access to all the DPA programs available for each active MLS listing on those sites. I know, it's a lot. And then I'm sure you saw the news Monday that Compass is buying Anywhere.
Yeah.
And they're going to
40 million.
1.6
billion.
1.6 billion. It'll create 340,000 agents under one brokerage.
Right.
What we're going to see though, is there's going to be a lot of people bought into that ecosystem, that culture, and there's going to be a lot of people that are going to leave because they don't want to be a part of that. We've already seen a lot of people, I'm seeing a lot of pushback on their stance on the private listings. And there's a lot of people, especially in the Northeast where they're big, people are leaving because of that.
Can you elaborate? So you're saying that they're buying Anywhere to the brokerage.
The largest brokerage, Compass is only 33,000 agents nationwide.
I've never heard of Anywhere.
Anywhere is the biggest.
I have no idea.
Is
I
there a
feel like I'm first time hearing of them too.
Yeah.
Is it
I think their own,
Is it
like,
like a
global bank
no
or
split
like.
brokerage?
No, it's a regular brokerage. They're big in the Northeast and along the East Coast. And they do have brokerages across the country, but just combining those two together, it's going to take over a year to get it done.
And so why are people leaving Compass because of just
The
like,
private listing stuff,
okay.
because Compass, Robert Repkin is talking, I shouldn't say his name on the video, it's going to be on YouTube. The guy from Compass, he's a big proponent of agents being able to sell their clients on their 3-step selling system,
Yeah.
which is to market it privately, completely without MLS and exposure to private individuals. And then the second step is to take it to the MLS.
So it's in the network of Compass and then out.
And we have that ability.
Right.
I mean,
Such an old school thought process.
it is, but we've always had that ability. You guys don't have, if you guys have a listing, You don't have to put it on MLS. You can advertise it just in the office, and there's nothing against MLS rules or NAR rules to do that. It's an in-office listing. But what they want done is they want it to be publicized on certain platforms, and that's why the Compass is suing Zillow and Zillow is suing everybody. And they're trying to go around the rules.
Yeah, what happened yesterday, or with the Douglas,
Hellman?
they won their.
Mhm. There's a bunch of stuff going on. There's still changes coming. I'm monitoring them so you guys don't have to. If something breaks or is important, I promise I'll let you know. Because that's what my feed is almost all day long, is that's what I'm watching. Okay, so that's the end of our class. It is 10:37, which gives me about 25 minutes. At 11, Kristen is going to do her reach out email campaign. And if anybody wants to stay for that, I will record it and put it in a different video. I'm going to stop the video right now for this part of the class, and then we will go to small steps, big results. If you guys can hang with me.